Good morning, everyone. How did you sleep? Good, I hope. I thought I would bring you around today as a realistic day in the life vlog as a foreigner living in England. Hope you're comfortable, have a seat, get cozy. But first, coffee. For those who have found my random little corner on the internet, hi, my name is Alana and I'm a Canadian, but I have been living here in the UK for the last 8 years now. My life in England has not been like this. I kind of break it up into eras. We have different eras and we are currently in a very good era. So this is what this particular era of my life looks like here in England. Fingers crossed this one lasts a while because it's a good one. Is there anything better than a good coffee? Not really. Recently I FaceTimed with my mom and she's like, before we get started, before we catch up, I gotta tell you about Connections. Connections is a New York Times puzzle. The people who do Wordle, right? And she's like, I love it. You gotta do Connections. So every morning when I have my coffee, as long as no emergencies are happening first thing in the morning, I sit down and I do Connections because I am young and vibrant. So cheers to my mom. Now, as long as nothing is like actively happening, while I have my coffee, or at least start my coffee, I do Wordle, I do the mini crossword, and I do Connections. So thank you, Mother. I am 31 and I am just full of life. But I can't do them with you guys watching, so just close your eyes. All right, everyone. Well, I rushed Connections as I usually do, and I was one off constantly. I hate when that happens. But it looks like it's gonna be a beautiful day. The sun is out somewhere and the sky is blue with not a single cloud, at least from my view, which is very exciting. Welcome to England, but we need to get going. We need to start our day. So cheers. Hope your coffee's still warm. Hello, welcome upstairs. So I mentioned eras, right? I've been here 8 years. My life has been very different in certain eras than it is right now. So when I first moved to the UK, my first job, I was working at a college. So I did like data entry, data analysis, basically looked at a spreadsheet all day, every day. It was a great job. It was very boring. They didn't really have enough for me all the time. So some days it was just like trying to look busy. Do you know that vibe? But I worked at the college and I would take 2 buses to get there. So my usual morning routine, afternoon routine was very different. And then I started working for a business and I drove myself to work and I had my own office and I worked for this business. And then COVID, lockdowns, transitioned to working from home and now transitioned to YouTube content creation, adventures and naps stuff, which is completely from home. I still do work for the previous company, solely from home. It's not a full-time course load. Course load's not the word. What's the version of that for work? Workload. So each day I'll do work for them, but then most of the time is my adventures and apps stuff, which is I'm very privileged for, and I don't have to commute anywhere. Just here. But something I have found that's very important over my various working lifestyles is that if you work from home, wholly from home, or maybe partly from home, I would recommend everybody else, has to get dressed. I have to put real people clothes on. Because there have been times working from home where I'm just in pajamas and sweatpants and whatever, and I just stay in that state. And it doesn't really feel that great. I don't feel productive or, I don't know, empowered. So every day I get dressed. Most days I get dressed into real people clothes. It doesn't have to be business clothes. It just needs to be something. So that's what we got to do. And then I got to wash my face and all the rest of it. Is this interesting? What's your morning routine like? Dressed. Welcome to the bathroom. Echo, echo, echo. Skincare, makeup, I like to be so simple because I don't really understand it, to be completely honest. I wash my face with warm water and then I use some CeraVe cleanser. I've tried all of them. They're all good, so I don't really care. And then some CeraVe moisturizer, which I probably need to buy a new one. Should you do this before you put your shirt on? Probably. Wonderful. It's not dead yet. Where did I put my coffee? Oh no, I left it outside. I got my coffee. Crisis averted. Wow, it's backlit in here, isn't it? Thank our bathroom window. When it comes to like morning makeup, the only thing I do is under eye concealer. I have one of these brushes, the blenders. I don't really know if it's worth it, but I see everybody else do it, so I'm just kind of copying what I see online. I've got a whole bunch of like lip gloss and lipsticks and stuff, but that's really if I'm going somewhere. I don't wear foundation, or I don't know how any of that stuff works. I only do under eye concealer because my parents gifted me with just the most wonderful bags under my eyes. I have tried everything. It's just hereditary. It's just the way my skull is shaped. So Mom, if you're watching this, thanks. I also don't know how to do it properly, so please do not copy what you see. I've just watched YouTube tutorials and then I try and pretend that I know what I'm doing. Sometimes when I'm filming like a traditional YouTube video, I might put mascara on because I find it kind of makes your eyes stand out a little bit more in video and for the thumbnail and stuff. But today, what we're doing today, no. Oh God, I've made a mess. Okay, I'm sure that's fine. I use the Super Stay Maybelline. I've tried pretty much anything when it comes to under eyes because that's the only thing that I wear. This is nice. And I saw it at Boots. That's really all there is to it. Anyway, we're dressed. I still have my coffee. We're kind of cleaned up. Now it's time to get to work. Welcome to the office. And also my temporary bedroom, which I should probably address right now because it's really weird to see a bed behind your desk. Have a seat. Welcome to my temporary bed. Can you guess why I'm here? Can you see all the pills and the throat lozenges? Yep. My partner and I have been ill for nearly 4 weeks. Yes, that's right. I can only describe what we had as COVID and the flu together. Big hot tip I've learned: if you live with someone, if one of you is sick, sleep in a different room. It makes all the difference. We couldn't in our last flat because it was just too small, but here, the first sign of illness, I'm like, right, I'm gonna sleep on the blow-up bed. It's actually really comfy, so I don't mind. And that was 4 weeks ago, and we're still ill. I still sound, to me, really congested. My partner's still properly coughing. It's just been a long haul. So yes, I have been sleeping in my office for the last 4 weeks, and I'm pretty much over it at this point. Moving right along. Welcome to my desk. This is where I spend 90% of my day. I wanted to do a realistic day with you guys because I think it can be very fake online, let's be honest. I think there's a lot of like Instagram accounts and like YouTube videos where it's like, day of my life, look at all the cool stuff I do. And maybe that's true for some people, but my day is largely spent on the computer going like this. I'm a computer girly. So this is my realistic morning. Now, not all mornings are like this. In fact, yesterday, our dishwasher has been broken for the last 2 weeks, and the electrician showed up at 8 a.m., which we were not expecting. So I was like half in pajamas, like running around the house trying to make it look like a little bit more presentable. And I forgot to do connections. Heartbreaking. But this is my desk, and I'm very privileged to have a desk. At our old flat, I used to do all of my typing on the computer work at the kitchen table. The kitchen table was in the living room because we just kind of had we had that really small flat. It was just like one room. So I was kind of like always in my workspace. Here it's so nice. This is where I work. This is also where I live stream. Hello? If you like live streams, come join me on Twitch. Anywho, we should probably begin. Hello, are you okay up there? I've stacked you on a pile of books. So please don't move. Now to start off my work, the first thing I do is open AccuFlow, who kindly sponsored this video. How fun! So AccuFlow is how I manage my calendar, how I time block all the things that I need to do, how I get all the stuff sort of floating around in here down and organized, both for my business, but also for my personal life. One thing that I really love about AccuFlow is the ritual element. So every day when I open it up, it'll tell me, okay, here's how yesterday went. Here's what you finished. Did you miss any of these things? Let's like kind of recap what happened yesterday, and then we review today. So it shows me what I've got on my calendar, what I need to be focusing on, when, how long it's going to take me, and it kind of just gets me ready to start the day. I know what I'm working on, and I can do it. I can't believe I can say this, but as a business owner, but also just as a general adult, I don't have anyone telling me like, here's the priority, here's what you should be doing, here's what you need to focus on. It's all just like left up to me, which I don't know if it should be. So what I have found extremely helpful is taking, the couple of minutes to plan out what's going on, when can I do that, slot that in, and then when it's time, AccuFlow is like, hey, you should be working on this. And I'm like, oh yeah, of course. It has massively improved my productivity, but also my focus. I know what I need to do and when. Incredible. So for me personally, I like to have some repeating events so I can kind of block out my day nicely. I typically have lunch around 1 o'clock. So I have that in my calendar so I don't forget, I don't overplan myself. I have that set time. I need to eat. Do you know what I mean? I also have a reoccurring task to clean out my email inbox every day. It doesn't take long because I do it every day, and it's just like a nice clean things up. You can also organize things by projects, which I find really helpful depending on what makes sense for you. For me and my business side of life, I have editing projects, filming projects, and admin projects. So I can tag things as that particular project, and then it's really easy for me to track, okay, what's happening today? Oh, we're working on some filming stuff. Maybe it's admin, maybe it's a combination, but it's just very easy to just organize everything that way for me. Now we actually need to add something. I want to film dinner for the vlog. I have a really nice dinner. This is the things that I'm excited about. I have a really nice dinner I'd like to show you guys, and we're gonna film it tonight as part of this vlog. So I have a to-do here, and that's gonna be down here. Maybe if we start at 4, because it is gonna take me a little while because I'll be filming and waffling on. But that's it. I just plopped it on. How easy. You can also adjust the date and the time, and you can even write a description if you like. I'm gonna add this to filming because it is a filming project. Simple. Am I right? Also, there's something so satisfying about dragging it in. I can't. AccuFlow also works with a load of other programs, which is super helpful. So Gmail, if you use Gmail, you can sync your Gmail and then those events come through on AccuFlow. Notion as well, Trello, all sorts of stuff. Even Slack, if you have a business Slack and there's events in there and stuff, that can be imported into AccuFlow. So everything that's going on in your world, whether business, personal, whatever, can all be managed through this one program. They also have this command bar, which you can customize with your own keyboard shortcut. But just by clicking on it, you have all these options that you can add things in. If you just thought of something and you need to just get it out, you can type it in really quickly, or perhaps you need to snooze something or set a new deadline. It's just so simple, and it is all laid out in a way, to me, that makes absolute sense. I also think I need a walk. I don't know about you. I need to go outside. And the fact that it's actually blue sky and beautiful out, I'm gonna schedule in a walk. Go outside. You can also color code, which I love. Who doesn't love color coding? So my sort of personal general stuff I usually have as green. I have a reoccurring event every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It's color coded blue. That is when I post my exclusive video. So on Patreon and YouTube memberships, I have an exclusive video. That is scheduled. It just is a nice reminder where I am in the week, what's coming up, that is always there and it's always reoccurring. Same thing with Twitch down here. I live stream on Twitch. That is a reoccurring event. That's gray because it's like nighttime. And it's just always in my calendar. So I can't accidentally schedule something because it's always there. I can always see it. I also actually need to get groceries. How long do we think we want to? That's probably going to be an hour. I keep it green because it's like a personal admin thing. Get groceries are in the schedule, and that's how easy. And if something changes, and things do change, it's so simple to drag things around and move them where they need to go. I also like to leave a couple of gaps. I don't like to fill in every single second because life happens and things crop up and something happens and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta do that thing, and I'll be able to just slide in where there's next available space. And actually, this Sunday morning, I am doing a task. I am filming. I can't tell you what it is because it'll be a spoiler, secret video. That usually takes me about an hour. We're gonna tag it as filming. Bam! There it is. And I'll get reminded, I'll get prompt when it's time to start. I'll be reminded when I do my ritual, like, hey, heads up, this is what's on the docket. How simple. Anyway, I've been having so much fun with AccuFlow. If you're interested in trying it for yourself, my link will be in the video description. I found it very useful. I found it made me more productive, and I can actually use it. Do you know what I mean? Like there's real use here. So I've rambled on for a bit too long because we need to actually work. And today I am doing a second edit of my exclusive Q&A. That's going to be posted on Patreon and YouTube memberships. And it needs a second edit. It's telling me right now I got to do it. So let's get to it. Hi everybody, how you doing? Well, we just did a bunch of editing. My eyes feel like I'm going a little bit cross-eyed. And all's good. It worked out. Sometimes it's a bit stressful when you go to edit a video and realize you can't use it, but thankfully we can use this one. I've also got next week's video all scheduled and organized and tagged and chapters and all the rest. And, good to go. But yeah, my eyes are a little bit, cross-eyed. I was kind of thinking, I think I'm gonna move up our afternoon walk to right now. Have a walk, then it's probably time for something to eat quickly, and then we'll get back at it. It's so nice. Sometimes, you know, in England, it'll be nice one second and then hailing the next. I kind of think we should make use of the sun as it is now. Get just a short walk in, have some lunch, and then get back to it. So this is my day. I'm very privileged that I can schedule my own work. That's a huge thing for me. And I'm very privileged, and I hope YouTube doesn't fail so we can keep doing this. All right, apparently it's super cold out today. It's 7 degrees. I thought we were in spring, but that's fine. Anyway, what can you do? It's not raining at least, right? Let's get our coat and go for a walk, shall we? And we're back. It's a bit chilly out there, isn't it? It was like 20 degrees the other day. Today it's so cold, but we got our steps in, and I may have got us a little treat. Oh my God, look at that. A fresh loaf from a local bakery. Delicious. I figured we have avocado and egg in the kitchen with some of this for lunch. Oh my God, what a treat. And because I couldn't help myself, I like going to bakeries and buying stuff that I don't know what it is because I love taste tests. And I saw this donut and I was like, can I have one of those? And she's like, yep, it's lemon curd if that's all right. And I said, yeah, that is all right. So I'm gonna have that for dessert if I can wait that long. One thing that is so special about living in a place like England is that I can walk places, which has never been the case in Canada, even living like outside of a small town or kind of close to a small town. It's just not possible. So wow, I'm out of breath. That's been like my first proper outdoor walk since I've been ill. I'm a little bit out of shape. But one of my favorite things, honestly, is walking around towns, going to bakeries, going to cafes, trying all the treats. It is a blessing. It's a privilege, and it's one of my favorite things. However, catch your breath. It's like a touch too early to have lunch. So I'm gonna get back to work and then we will eat and have our beautiful loaf. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Hey guys, so change of plans. We're not doing computer work, type on the computer. We are here. So my partner and I run our own business called Edenbridge. We sell hand blended fragrances, but they're inspired by like famous people and places and all that fun stuff. History, love it. But today we need to do these. So these are the fragrances included in our sample packs. So when you get a sample pack, there's like a bunch of little guys and you can try them out. But these all need to be cleaned and labeled. So I'm gonna do that before lunch and listen to some music. Pretty simple, just time consuming. The album for today's labeling is the Hilary Duff Metamorphosis album. Hilary Duff was one of the first concerts I ever went to when I was like 15. And it was this Metamorphosis era. Anyway, I'm gonna get to it. So wish me luck. I bet you'll come around, but don't get me wrong. Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I feel it in my bones like you'll come along now. Baby, you coming through. Do what you gotta do. Take it to the big scene. Take it on. Go for hope and glory. Go, go long. Baby, for love. Go all for love. We're going for love. For beating hearts off the charts. Love. Go all for love. We're going for love. Baby, going for love. Baby, for love. I bet you'll get it right, but don't get me wrong. Say what you gotta say. Say what you gotta say. Go like a satellite, just go like a star. Hello everyone, welcome back. Well, it's been productive. It's been about 2 hours and I have cleaned and labeled about 200 samples. So they're all good to go. One sample pack contains 5 or 6 of these. So we get through them pretty quickly, but it's good to do like a big batch in one go rather than bits and pieces. Our dishwasher is on. If you can hear that, ignore it. Had a great lunch. Lunch is not always that nice. Sometimes you just gotta throw something together last minute, do you know what I mean? Anyway, I wasn't really intending to do this, but that's okay. We'll move some stuff around, but now we are going to go back to the computer and do a bit more editing. I think the dishwasher is done. Anyway, let's go back upstairs. Hello again, back upstairs. So what I'm thinking is I have a footstool under my desk because I'm so short. Don't tell anyone. Watch this. I didn't realize the microphone would be in the most perfect spot. Hold that thought. How's that? I bought myself one of those little walking pads, the little treadmill things. And I keep it under here so I can unravel it You can't see it. One sec. So I can move the chair out of the way and I can unfold it and I can walk. So what I like to do is for the final edit of a video, when I just need to watch it, I'm not necessarily doing anything, I just want to make sure everything's okay. I like to walk and watch because it's really boring otherwise, and then do any basic like admin stuff, responding to emails, anything like that. Anything I can do while I'm walking. I can't do like hardcore editing while I'm walking because my hands and stuff move too much. But it's been a really nice way to move just a little bit more because otherwise I mainly sit here. So the rest of the afternoon is going to be this, and I'll check in with you probably at dinner time. So don't go anywhere. Good evening, everyone. Well, how are we doing? Did we get all the work done that we wanted? Not really. I get it. Did you at least drink enough water? No? I also get it. Okay, I realize I have a drip on this. Just disregard that. I was cleaning our spring onions because I would like to make dinner because it is 4:56 and I'm ready to eat. I found this recipe from Sorted Food. If you guys like them, I love them. Sorted Food is probably one of my top 5 YouTube channels. I just think they're absolutely wonderful, and this is a recipe I got from them, and I do it all the time because it's so simple and it's really filling and I like it. So here we are. If you are interested in actually doing the recipe, which I absolutely think that you should, I'll put all the details in the video description, but remind me in case I don't do that. But I probably will do it, but just in case it's not there. For all of like the 2 people who want to do this. Basically, we add everything to our tray and then we bake it. And then we eat it and it's delicious. Anyway, how did you get on today? The labeling Edenbridge stuff took a little bit longer than excuse me, it just got sprayed. The labeling took a little bit longer than I originally anticipated, but that's fine. I'm somewhat ahead of schedule, which is always nice. And then we do it all again tomorrow, except instead of editing my exclusive Q&A video, I'm gonna edit this and hopefully find a video in here somewhere. I know that this is probably a very boring day in the life. Compared to the ones that I have watched, yes. But honestly, I am so grateful. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful for a boring life. I don't need a lot of dramas. Do you know what I mean? I like to do my work. I like to eat food. I like to talk too much. I like to yap. But I like to be boring. And I'm okay with that. I like what I like. So it is what it is. This is like a typical editing type day. I'm really glad that we got outside. That was really nice. And the editing and everything went well. So I'm happy. Tonight, what are we doing tonight? Well, I need to put on some laundry because that's always really exciting as well. And probably, I don't know, watch a movie. Have you seen any good movies lately? I'm gonna have, you know what? I'm gonna find a movie and I'm gonna make some popcorn. And it's just gonna be wonderful. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you like this video, leave a comment down below, let me know. If you don't like this video, keep it to yourself. I'm gonna finish making dinner, and if I remember, I'm gonna put a photo of the finished product right here. Wow, look at that, delicious. I add some feta cheese at the end and some basil or basil. Love it. If you would like to watch more of my content right now, which would be very cool, how about this one where I tried to thrift an outfit here in England. I don't know how to thrift, but I did my best. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you again real soon. All right, I'm leaving now. Bye!